Archers, attack! Keep firing! Let none escape! Another down! Do not relent!
I'm Slidewhistle.
'Tis I, Immunization.
It's me, Aaron, Fire Mage Extraordinaire, Horde Punching Bag, an official replacement soprano on the Miami Boys Choir. I'm in the back. I'm not one of the famous ones, but I'm out there.
Yeah, you're in there somewhere.
And this is officially the time that we'd like to announce that we are a Benjamin Stan podcast. You know, this is a very niche reference. I'm not even on the side of TikTok yet, but Slidewhistle has been for probably like a week and a half. But yeah, I assume, hopefully, in a few weeks, everyone else will be too.
We should just leave it at that and make everyone question what the fuck we're talking about.
All I'm saying is,
on?
and I won't leave you any breadcrumbs to catch up with us cool kids, but no one has put down a performance of
You Shall I In
like them.
They nailed it. Okay, let's start off. Now, no, I'll save my segment for later. Mine's classic related. I'll write about that. Let's talk about the real game. Let's talk about Wow Young.
Well, and I hate to say it, I've really backed myself into a corner here.
Ew.
Y'all got stuff to say about the real game? Because I hate, my skin burns, it itches to say this. I spent more of my time in the old world.
I'm kind of feeling that too. And I just feel like part of it, I think, honestly, I can blame Sanctum of Domination. I really hate that raid. And whenever I have to go back there for raid night, it just kills me. Like the jailer is stealing my soul.
Well, in this case, it would be Sylvanas is stealing your soul. But yeah, I agree with you. I think that like it's by far the worst raid in Shadowlands. And I actually think I want to rank it in like D tier overall of raids. Like, I just don't like it. The fights are annoying. The fights take way too fucking long.
Yeah, that's the thing is they're hard, and they're also, even when you know what you're doing, very, very long. Like that last Sylvanas, when we got her down, things were butter smooth. It was still 12 minutes of my life.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of all the raids, because I think I said that this is my least favorite raid of all time. And I'm trying to think in my head of a raid that we did that has like even like a comparison to it. I
think I disliked Crucible the most, but it just seemed like it really beat us up, and then we never understood it, and then we never came back, so I never had a positive Crucible of Storms experience. It was just the 2 months of getting whooped by it, and then it was like, okay, moving on.
Yeah, I definitely don't like Crucible either, but I guess in my head I kind of put it in like different category with Trial of Valor, which was that what it's called? Halls of the raid that we never did.
Trial?
The like 0.5 raid.
Yes, you fight Guarm and then you fight Helia.
Okay, yeah, so I mean Blackrock, no, we didn't do Blackrock. We only did Hellfire Citadel. Emerald Nightmare. Suramar, I mean, yeah, I feel like those are all like B, at least B for me, like those ones. BFA, other than Crucible of Storms, I liked all of them.
I will say this, though. Everyone is trying super hard, but before Shadowlands, we were all one group, Lobies and Super Busters included. So I feel like even if some people didn't know what they were doing, we were dragged to greatness. Shadowlands feels different because we only had our team, and our team did not include a lot of like the super tryhards. So it was the first one that I feel like we really had to battle our way through. Like BFA, each raid felt kind of easier because you had people who'd like, okay, 4 people can die and I'll just power us through it. And those people were on the other team.
Yeah, there's just a lot of self-responsibility. What's the word I'm looking for? I guess just a self-responsibility, like things you have to do in the raid that if you fuck up, like everyone's going to pay the price for it. Yeah, we do bad at those.
Yes, each final boss, it feels like, has a thing where it's like, oh, if Jim steps in it, we're all dead. And I don't remember that being a big thing in BFA, which is really the only other expansion that I raided the entire time. But I feel like things were more manageable back then, where now it's like, oops, you picked the wrong secret door, start over.
I mean, I guess in BFA, like, that did happen with Jaina with, like, freezing everyone, or
True.
or things like that. And on Mechatork as well, like, you had to, like, call things out or, like, hide in the correct place.
At least Megatork was short. I mean, relatively. Jaina was a little long. That was annoying too. Also, I think it's hilarious. Last week we said that there was going to be an option to have 2 faded affixes on the raid mechanics. And I think Aaron may have said, who's going to do that? No one's going to do that. Here we are, standing here after doing all the bosses.
We did it last week, too, and we talked about it last week.
Yeah, we talked about it last week. I don't know if anyone was like, what a stinky palinky. We were just like, did anyone remember that it was happening? And one of you said that it was because of Zymox's secret chest, the charity event, which I'm pretty sure is over. But Blizzard's just like, you can just have it.
I just don't get why we're so insistent on doing both of them. Like, let's just do one and be done with it.
Because there are definitely fights that we had this week where the second affix just didn't help us at all. Like, there were times when, like, the motes were on the other side and we didn't even kill, like, we killed, like, one of them. So, like, it wasn't even giving us that much of a boost, and it was just more so annoying than anything, I think. I mean, there are definitely times when, like, we should have just done the one affix.
And also, Lynn was like, no, that didn't kill us there. And I'm like, I'm looking at the numbers. We took damage from the like, we definitely killed us.
That's the biggest thing, is we're in there for 2 hours and 30 minutes, how long it is. Do you really want to engage in the lip service that it's going to take to, like, convince Lynn not to do it? Because he's going to be like, actually, you're going to need to convince me. It's just like, it's just not worth it. I guess we'll just do the weird mechanics.
I know. That's why I just typed it as opposed to saying anything, because I know that, like, if you get Lynn talking, like, it's going to just add, like take away, like, 20 minutes of our poll time.
I feel like it's just anybody, because, like, then it gets Mini, and then it gets Honors, and then we just kind of get in, like, this weird rut where we're just, like, playing, like, popcorn, or everyone has to say something, and I'm like, let's just poll.
I had to do my repeated /charge for the first time in, like, a month, and I felt dirty. I was like, sorry, guys, I hate to bring this one back out, but charge, please. I want to get this done tonight.
At one point, I turned to Slidewhistle. I'm like, do I just, like, misdirect to Lynn and pull Kel'Thuzad right now?
Gandalin was at his limit. Gandalin literally said, so what are we waiting for? And then the pull timer started, and then he goes, oh, I guess we weren't waiting on anything. I was like, oh, Gandalin, spicy. It was fine. I mean, we still cleared it pretty quickly.
Yeah, also,
it just was like,
since the last episode, we have cleared both Castle Nathria and now Sanctum of Domination. So you guys already have your thing, but for us normies, only the last 3 bosses of Decifi stand in our way before we are fated heroes.
For the record, Aaron, only Slide has it. I don't have it yet. I also need the last 3.
I have it, but I wasn't happy getting it. I mean, I was happy getting it, but whenever I have to bring my druid to, like, both raids, like, because normally every one or the other, it sucks. So, like, because I don't get any loot for a little bit. So, like, you know, like, it came with consequences. It wasn't all gravy. Is
the title character specific? Or, like, I'm trying to figure out why you have the achievement, but I don't.
I don't know. It should be account wide. I mean, I can check during the break. Probably we probably missed, like, something, like, on one of these trips or something. Maybe you were gone on one of the fights. That is kind of weird though. Why do I have it and you don't have it?
Are you sure you have the achievement and the title?
Bitch, I'm wearing the title right now. I walk around as the hero of fate. I'm the fated hero. I'm the hero of fate.
There you go. I was just waiting for that one. Yeah, but it'll be interesting. What do you guys think will happen after next week when, like, 80% of the raid group, 80% of the people that have shown up get their thing? Do you think there will be a raid group, or do you think we take a big snooze until Dragonflight?
It's going to be a little awkward. I think we're going to have to go through some of these again, at least some of the bosses, because I don't know if you saw, but, like, Minnie is having, like, surgery on one of his hands, and he's going to be, like, out and unable to play for, like, several weeks for recovery. So I don't know what that means for him. I know that there are a few other people that need like specific bosses on Heroic still. So I don't know what that means. But either way, I think a lot of people are just going to stop showing up.
I think Mini, this is going to be controversial to say, but I think Mini honestly should just come as a DPS and play one-handed and just die. Because he's been here, he hasn't missed anything. You know what? He's been here the entire time. Wait, then how doesn't he have it? Oh, no, because he needs the last 3 still.
Yeah, I was saying because none of the people who cheated on their homework have it yet.
Whoa.
You know what you did. You hung out with those canines with careers.
I'm just still confused about why I don't have it.
You can pull up your armory right now, and you can look at what you've killed on which of your characters to figure that out, because that is very weird. I'm thinking maybe you brought like your hunter for some reason to like. Okay, he says he didn't very quickly, and so I don't know either. Also, I don't think anyone's gonna be playing World of Warcraft next week or in 2 weeks. Because isn't Overwatch due like super soon?
Yeah, October 4th, baby. So that is not next week, but the Tuesday after that. But no one's playing Overwatch 2 because they didn't give an interesting enough backstory to Kiriko. Welcome to Mini Underwatch. People are like, I'm upset that we got another one from Japan. Period. And I was just like, I guess. Everyone's like, she should have used a different thing. And I was like, well, technically Shuriken and Kunai are different. But, sorry everyone, they made another one from Japan. They let you down already.
Well, it's hopefully we can pay Overwatch dollars to unlock it quickly in the Battle Pass.
Oh no, yes, I assume that she is the first level of the Overwatch Battle Pass.
No, she's not.
She's not? Oh.
She's 55.
Oh, gross. What the hell, guys? What are you doing with that?
Also, they dropped a little bit of lore information that she is somehow related to Hanzo and Genji. I don't know if she's like a cousin or something, but her mother trained all 3 of them in the martial arts.
Ooh, I did not know that.
Okay, a little spoiler bomb for us.
Yeah, okay, sir. I was waiting for the hardcover edition of all the online comics to come out.
What the hell?
I mean, like, they showed some pictures of, like, some comics, and including, like, her name's Kiriko, right? Or something like that?
Yes.
Kiriko's mother, like, training them with, like, swords, like, like the wooden training swords. And Genji was goofing off, and then she just, like, bopped him over the head with one of the sticks, and then he's just, like, making this face like, ooh.
Your face was pretty good. That was pretty good.
That was also a very spot-on Minecraft damage noise. But no,
right,
I'm very well. All I'll say is I'm very excited for Overwatch 2. Blizzard better watch out. They better start spoon feeding us some news, or else Underwatch is going to take this time slot for a little while.
There's so many games to fucking play right now. Like, I want to play Splatoon. I want to finish leveling my Death Knight in Classic. Like, I don't know why. And I literally had a terrible experience with it today, and I still am like, I guess I'll just level with the Arakoas then. I'm like, well, why am I doing this?
I don't know. Why is anyone doing Classic right now? I'm hopping in on Grinkle. I know for a fact I cannot get him to Wrath content in time without paying monies, which I don't want to do. So I'm just like, why am I investing time in him? But then at the same time, I'm not doing anything else, so it's Grinkle o'clock.
Yeah, you got to get those sweet level ups. I'm just trying to think what else I did in WoW regular, in WoW Yum. We just cannot fucking defeat Karazhan on a 20. It's just eluded us every single time. And this is like one of the easiest weeks to do it, and we still failed to lower.
Yeah, but I guess as an update from last week, Team Mango Sour got a few more of our portals down, and now all we have left is the Karazhan ones. Those are the only 2 that we haven't cleared on a 20 yet, but it's rough. We can't do it this week. We tried once yesterday on a lower, and yeah, we just couldn't do it.
We just keep losing. I think we just have one too many deaths, and then people like release, and they have to do that run back. I don't know. Just that dungeon it just sucks. And the minute I get inside, I'm like, fuck. It's like the Sanctum feeling. I'm like, I don't want to fucking be in here.
I mean, and it's also no secret that our comp is the farthest thing possible from meta, so we have to do everything perfect or we won't time it.
Yeah, we don't have a hero. We don't have the means to, and like 2 of us are like melee and we're cat melee. We're not sturdy. So like if one of us takes a hit, we're probably gonna die at a 20.
Yeah, and then like if we wanted to like pull big and try to like AoE like mobs down, we still just wouldn't have the same AoE damage as like some of the more meta comps that they run for like high keys. So I don't know. It's rough. That's why we have to do everything perfectly.
Yeah, and that takes like what? I'm gonna guess if we were to continue trying to get lower our Karazhan's, lower specifically, upper should be fine. We've crushed upper, but lower, man, I don't know. It's just hell on wheels.
It's like facing a team of 4 goo-tubers. There's nothing you can do but suffer.
I actually have not been killed by a goo-tuber yet in Splatoon 3. I've been killed by a lot of fucking 96s and 54s.
I don't even know what a gootuber is.
It is the worst sniper. You have to charge for a long time, but its range is very long. But the joke is that everyone hates the gootuber and everyone hates the bamboozler.
Explains why I haven't heard of them.
I could go off about Splatin. I'm very excited that the 3rd entry has come out and people are enjoying it. But I'm talking about the 8th/3rd entry in the World of Warcraft. I had to count real quick. 3rd. Wrath Classic, which I played on stream, twitch.tv/AaronDNR. And boy, oh boy, is that something. I was just thinking the other day, and it's probably not exactly the same as like a Death Knight because you can crunch stuff. I'm really getting my ass slapped out here, and I'm level 17, and I realized that's with the 50% boost. Was this shit just impossible to do alone back in the day? Because like I would be like a 14, and I would be getting waffle stomped by everything.
So I think it's a gear issue. I don't know what level you can do dungeons in Classic, but basically the second you can do them, I guess you're supposed to be doing them because it gives you like the things to survive. And get this, dungeons are one of the best ways to level in this game. Too bad they're one of the fucking hardest things to get into and figure out how to get invited to a group.
I was gonna say, how do you even do it in that like version of the game? Is that why everyone's always spamming like the chats asking for groups?
Yep. It's like a really primitive like looking for group tool. And I thought it worked like how we have it currently, but it sure fucking doesn't, because you have to list yourself as, so I'm like, hello, I'm a DPS, and I'm going to check the Hellfire Ramparts box, which means I want to do Hellfire Ramparts. And I'm like, how long do I wait? Was somebody going to invite me? Is somebody going to whisper me? Like, I don't know how this process works.
Because your application is not automatically brought to them, right? Someone has to go. They have to sift through all of the different entries for Hellfire Ramparts or DPS, choose you, like go over your list of credentials.
Yeah, I don't think they actually see credentials. Because one of the things I saw was someone was like, whoa, when Random Dungeon Finder came in, that's when eye-level credentials and achievements came into play. And that didn't happen before. Yeah, because before you're playing a fucking word puzzle game trying to figure out how to get invited to a group. I tried for an hour today to get into a Hellfire Ramparts group. Because I'm like, it's the one I know the most. It's really quick. And I have 3 quests to just kill all the guys in there. So I sat in the queue waiting. And then I spammed the hell out of the fucking chat. 1 DPS, LFG Ramparts. I just copied someone else that I saw doing it. And I'm just waiting and nothing. I see other people making groups, and I'm whispering. I'm actively whispering people now. I'm like, hey, do you have room in there for a DPS? Hey, do you want a group? Not a single motherfucker responded. I must have whispered like 10 people. Eventually, I just got mad, and I started writing, willing to buy Random Dungeon Finder. Why did I get the most whispers when I did that?
Well, you know why. Like, they want to make money, but like, do you even have any money to pay anyone?
Yeah, I was gonna say, what fat stacks do you have as a 55 to now, 62?
I have 141 gold.
I guess you do acquire it pretty fast when you're up that level. Grinkle recently got his first gold.
Oh, I think also it's because it's a death knight, so like they just come.
Boo!
With, like,
Did it
like
just
a little
come
gold
with
on 'em.
money? Boo!
Damn, your first Grinkle dollar. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I can't wait
I
to
can
waste
send you
it.
money.
No, but that's the thing is, you could send me money, but all it would do is just sit there and languish.
Send it
The
back.
moment, the instant Dragonflight is announced, like its release date, I'll be like, bye, Grinkle. Your crusty, musty ass will stay here for years.
Yeah, that's kind of the vibes that I've been getting as well for this game. I'm just kind of like, I just want to, like, I have that I need the new expansion anxiety thing where I'm just like, I don't care about anything right now. I want to play a fucking dragon person. But never got to do Hellfire Ramparts. I decided to log into WoW to queue for a Hellfire Ramparts on Tuterasome, my banking Death Knight, who's in Swords of Stormwind, our original guild, or one of them. No, that's our second guild, right?
Yeah,
the first one was Garrosh Hell Team.
Garrosh Hell Team. Haven't heard that name in years.
Then I queued for Hellfire Ramparts, and guess how long it took me to get into a group?
As a solo DPS, maybe like 20 minutes. I don't know.
I never got into one. So it's same result, I guess. What does it matter? What
Just
does it
no
matter?
one's going to the Ramparts. How do you randomly queue into a Hellfire Ramparts? Do you have to be in Chromie time for that?
Yes.
For TBC?
Because I was like, oh, I'll do it on my druid. I'm just going to see how long it takes me. And I'm like, I can't. All right, I can't queue for that. So I had to find a character that was low enough, and I had to go to Chromie time. It took me too much work for this, and then I got nothing out of it except... I mean, at the very least, if you're in a random dungeon finder queue, you can do other things instead of spamming the chat. You know, you're free to run around and not have to type every 10 seconds. So that's already a plus, I feel like. There's no sense of community in this fucking game when I'm whispering people and no one's responding. And everyone's like, well, if you add in the random dungeon finder, no one's going to talk to anybody. There's no way people are chit-chatting in dungeons because of, you know, they had to run there for 30 minutes.
These people always like bolster like the classic community, but I feel like we have never really seen an instance where it's been a thing for us.
No, and even in that Death Knight quest where you help you beat the Lich King or whatever, so it's me and like 8 other Death Knights, and I'm talking in /say, you know, like a community person does, and someone said, "This is the wrong server if you're trying to RP." And I'm like, I'm not trying to RP. I'm trying to talk to you, numbnuts. What the hell's wrong with you? We have 5 minutes to stand here. Like, do something. It's boring. So instead, I went to go hang out with the Arakoas, and I'm doing their leveling questing instead. And I'm actually reading, for the first time in my life, TBC quest lines. I've definitely cleared this area before, because I have the mounts. I have the nether rays in retail. And I'm just like, oh, this is actually semi-interesting. I'm surprised.
Which is wild because I have always labeled Terracar Forest as being the most boring of TBC zones, which is saying a lot because none of them are winners. But when I went there, I was just like, ugh, whatever. Because I think most of the quests you have to go into the dungeon. So I'm just like, oh, I'm over it.
Is that the zone where there's also Broken?
Yes? Question mark?
Yes,
because they exist in the Ashlands. They walk around by the many dungeons, and we're like, sure wish we were handsome. And then, like, they look up at the guards of Shattrath, and it's like, fuck those Chads and Stacys.
Chads and Stacys. It's still hilarious to me how the zone is exactly the same. Like, they didn't change anything. It's just so funny to me. They're like, all right, done with that one. On to the next one. And that's it. So, like, it doesn't even feel like I'm doing classic. I think that's why I like it so much. I think I've already said that before.
But enough classic talk for now. There are a few additional things that I feel like are worth talking about that are, like, new additions that'll be happening in Dragonflight. Did you guys see that they updated the 500 mount reward again?
Well, you know what? I didn't know that until you showed it to me here in our #host chat.
Yes, so they have updated it. It's now called the Otterworldly Otic Carrier. and it is kind of like a soul-shaped looking thing. It's like a ghost otter mount that flies, and apparently it also moves faster underwater.
I have not seen much chatter on the boards. Were people upset that the otter was, like, based on the ground? Did they not feel it was special enough?
I mean, we were.
Well, I thought it was neat. I was only saying it was a little lame because we had seen this as a mount before, and then they were like, I guess it's the 500 one now. But it seems funny that they were just like, that's not fancy enough for you? Bam! Now it's blue, and it can fly. What do you guys think about that one? Like, I'm almost wondering, like, can we as a community sandbag this and see if we can squeeze something else out of them? Like, okay, now there's two of them. You sit in a cart and two of them pull you, and then you spin around in the air. How do you guys like that one?
You joke, but Immune, please scroll down and read the first comment on this article out loud. I hope it didn't change.
Okay, the first comment is from Pally, and Pally says, "Thanks for listening, Blizzard."
All right, it changed. The top comment when I saw it before was, now just put a barbershop mount on the back of it and we're good. And I'm like, you want a barbershop on this otter? How the fuck?
I mean, if we
found it. I found the comment. It's from Starlin, and it says, toss a tiny barbershop shop vendor on the back and we have a deal.
I mean, I hate to say this because I'm not at all like a vote with your money. Like, we have them under control. We have them by the short hairs here. They're willing to make radical changes just because we frown. Let's keep frowning and see what we can get.
How do we get them to add us as NPCs in the game? All I want is three NPCs to be sitting in the middle of new old Dalaran in Legion.
We die.
Blocking everyone's way. We die?
I mean, Wreckful, Jennifer, there's like a third and fourth one. We gotta die.
Well, the Cumtown guys had a whole boss fight on them and they didn't die, and I don't even think they know or care about WoW at all.
They would actively make fun of it. Very slowly, very unfunnily. That's actually not fair. They're funny when they eventually get to it. It just takes them 45 minutes to get to any joke.
Have you seen my dog?
There you go.
My sunglasses.
There you go. He's in the game. By the way, only one of two fatalities to happen at Cedar Point. The other one was just some lady waiting in line for the dragster, and the dragster threw a component at her that clonked her in the head, and she died. By the way, everyone keeping track at home, that's why it's going to be gone in 2023.
Do you know why Jeepers closed?
Jeepers?
You know, Jeepers. Do you ever have a Jeepers near you? It was an amusement park at Great Lakes Crossing. It was at the mall. At the big mall.
I can't say I ever visited a Jeepers.
So the Legoland replaced it. There was a bunch of these across the U.S. So just like little like arcades with like a little tiny snake roller coaster. I guess a few years ago, a 3-year-old fell out of the roller coaster and got hit by the roller coaster and died, and they got sued and they went bankrupt. And I've always wondered, why did Jeepers in my hometown close? A child died.
A child.
And then they turned into a blue ghost, much like the otter, worldly Wartusk otter, which I do appreciate. Them turning it blue and making it sparkly did let them squeeze in an extra pun in the name.
You know, I do like the mount though. But
I will not be getting it for many, many years. But it is just funny that they were like, they didn't get a better mount. They just made it blue and it flies now.
I was going to ask what everyone's mount count is, but I think we already did that bit a little bit ago.
I don't know. I can tell you, only because I saw it today, 298.
Oh, dude, you're only 2 away from getting the thingy thing, right?
I think that might just be on Growlina. I think all around I have enough to get the thingy thing, because the last thingy thing I got was the green Firebird.
Wait, what number did you say, Aaron?
I have roughly 300. I have 298 usable on Growlina.
Oof. Apparently I only have 240 usable on Immune.
A lot of mine were just all of the variations of the class mounts, purchased in all the colors, purchased solely in spite to win the Great Kite Race against Cubby Bub.
The Great Kite Race. Oh, I have 337. Out of 748? Holy fucking shit, it's a lot of mounts. The real thing is you got on your paladins in check, because they have like
Yes, because
6
they have a
additional
million.
mounts.
That and your warlocks, they have some silly billy ones as well.
Oh, I don't like this website, Simple Armory. I don't like that it shows me exactly what I'm missing. Oh, fuck. I do have to do Twisting Corridors. Fuck, I forgot I want that mount. I just want to get all these things before. I don't want to have to come back to Shadowlands and do shit like this. You know what I mean? If I could just bookend with like all the things I could get, that'd be so good.
But you know what else will be so good? Visiting Growlina in this Growl on the Prowl.
Where you at?
Welcome back, everyone. Growlina here on the Brewfest grounds, a little more composed than usual, with my new friend, fittingly named Whiskey Dave. David, these hallowed grounds have been pretty stagnant the last few years. What can we do to really spice things up around here? Well, it's honestly a no-brainer. They need to take the dancing minigame from the Dark Moon Fair and bring it here. Holy shit, that's actually a great idea, LOL. And you can make it where you earn more coins the drunker you are, and then the arrows get obscured or something. I just feel like it would make sense. Dave, I am not just blowing smoke up your ass when I say this is one of the best ideas I have heard today. LMAO, thank you. That's high praise. As always, I know that Steve listens to my segment religiously, so I'm talking right to him. Get on Whiskey Dave's idea, Denuser, so that 2023's party can be the best one yet. Until that day, we'll go ahead and carry on to part 2 of the show.
He's looking at me, bomb!
Thanks, Growl. Always great to hear from you. Speaking of which, it's Growlina's favorite time of year. Brewfest is back. What's there? Nothing that wasn't there the year before.
I haven't even gone yet this year. I might not. Is that crazy?
Do you have both the mounts?
I don't even think so. But like, I guess maybe I should have.
Well, actually, no. I do know you have the RAM because I witnessed you get the RAM last year before me. It was so debilitating. But yeah, that's really the
so it's like the one RAM and then the one that you get from Corin. Are those the two?
It's a RAM and then there's a Kodo that you get from Corin. But other than that, it's just a lot of toys. Which this is the only holiday that I've kept up to date with. I now have all the toys and stuff. So as much as it kills me, other than the ambiance, there's no reason for Growlina to be there. I'll just queue for Corin once a day, and that'll be it.
Just because, you know, to reminisce on old times.
Well, that and I do need the Kodo. So it would be smart to queue for a bunch of characters, but I'm also apathetic enough to just be like, let's do one or two a day. See if I get the Kodo. If not, I'll wait till next year.
This is actually a good reminder because I knew that Brewfest was back, but I guess I just forgot that Corin Diary Brew drops like stuff that I could still get. Like, I think I still need the RAM. I have the Kodo, which is the better one, I guess. So do I need to do this? I don't know.
It's such a shame to just be completed with Brewfest because it is my favorite holiday of all of them. But now I just Growlina is a living monument to Brewfest to inspire the next generation and also deeply ask Ian for something new. There are new drinks if you haven't been there since BFA. They put up new stands, but yeah, it's nothing extra yet. Maybe next year there will be a dragon stand that you can attend.
Some dragon beer. Some dragon's milk beer. You like dragon's milk. Have you had dragon's milk recently?
I have not had dragon's milk recently because it is more expensive than other things, and I'm very irresponsible when I consume it. But you know what? Maybe I have to celebrate Dragonflight.
Or you can celebrate with some aged cheddar. So that's totally going to be a Brewfest thing, probably, I bet you, next year.
Yeah, well, what Slidewhistle is alluding to is that there is a vendor in it's Valdrakken, right? Is that what it's called, the main city?
Yes.
Valley. We're calling it Valley. The Valley Drally.
the Valley Drally. Hey, you guys want to cruise by the Valley Drally? We can hop on
harder to say than the Veldraken.
This is one of our nicknames ever been shorter or more convenient. I'm rubber stamping it now. It is the Valley Drally now and forevermore.
Let's go to Valley Drally.
You guys want to hop on your dragon mounts and go to Valley Drally?
Dragon Race to Valley Drally.
Valley Drally does it better.
Thank you, Wowhead, for making news out of this tiny, tiny little newsstand that the dragons, the bronze dragons, do indeed age their cheese with time magic. That is confirmed lore.
Yes, and the person who sells it, their official bracketed denomination is cheesemonger. And I had never heard of that phrase before, and I love it. I love the cheesemonger.
I thought we were going to do a classic DNR thing where we allude to something, make jokes about it, but then never actually say what we're talking about. So good on us, guys.
Okay, I don't remember its name, but is it Gorgon Morzu or something like that? It's like Gorgonzola, I think is the pun.
I tweeted about this man the other day, so let me let me check. I will report in a moment.
But while Aaron looks that up, there are a few other quick things that were announced recently that I'm excited for. I don't know if you guys saw this, but Priest's Mind Soothe is changing in Dragonflight. Now it's AoE affects multiple targets. So you place it on the ground, it's still instant cast, and it's the same. It's a 12-yard radius, and it has a 5-second cooldown. I think that's cool.
Yeah, okay, this is a great change because I just feel overall, just being able, because you can target the ground, right? Just that alone, instead of having to target a mob, is already a great change. But making it fucking AoE is nuts.
You know what else is nuts? Slidewhistle was right on the money. His name is Gorgonzormu.
It doesn't roll off the tongue as well as I thought it did when I read it the first time.
No.
Yeah, it doesn't roll off the tongue quite like Valley Drally does.
If anything, I would have named him Bree Straza or something like that.
Bree Straza? It's Straza's red dragon plates, right?
Well, you know what? They just throw that out there, and people will be like, doesn't that not match the naming conventions? And then they'll be like, we'll never tell. And then 15 years later, we get a very emotional story about Bree Straza. How it's you were made to form life, to be a life bringer. And it's I want to age cheese, mother. And then everyone's like, we understand. You have made your choice to be a cheesemonger. And it can be called what's a cheese pun on Visage Day?
So, this, Brie Straza won't even be related to the cheese. It'll just be Brie Larson's character that's added to WoW. Because did you see that Brie Larson's all of a sudden in Fortnite this season too?
I did not.
Why'd you say it like that?
I hate to tell you, I'm not abreast of much Fortnite news other than they did put an emo cat in there and people are drawing a lot of strange art of the emo cat.
What if I told you, Aaron, that technically Splatoon is in Fortnite?
No, fuck you. I've seen that. So many people have tagged at Splatoon 4 because you can blorf into a little T-1000 blob. I've seen that joke a million times.
Okay, wait. Okay, we have to be on track. This is what I hate about when other podcasts do this. I get mad. So we gotta. Everyone, come back into the walk table. Valley Drally.
If you say Valley Drally 4 times really quickly in front of the mirror, we will get information about Dragonflight.
Gorgonzomu, the cheesemonger, will appear behind you and kill you by stuffing all of your orifices with cheese.
What was the predicted date? What was the quote-unquote spoilered date for Dragonflight release?
November 26th or 28th.
Pre-patch October 24th,
October
26th?
25th or 26th.
Okay, that's actually... Okay, we're getting there. We have a month. So what do we need to do? Because I know you think you're done, but there's no way we're done with shit to do in Shadowlands. We should go back and we should do, hear me out, the maw shit. Is maw shit that we have to do still, and we could do it easy.
The thing
I don't
is,
think it's easy. We can't fly there.
What kind of rewards are we talking about here? Because it's the end game. I'm only going for big things that I can take out of there. If it's an achievable that is just for bragging rights, I don't care. I need a mount, a toy, a title to come out of these things.
Well, well, you probably, I mean, okay, well, you like having multiple griffins. There is still that other hand mount, the fingers of Nihilikum that you get from the invasions. Remember Maw invasions?
Honestly, it feels like another lifetime ago. I mean, like, I also, for the record, I don't think I have any of the hand mounts.
Really?
You do. You have the achievement hand mount because we all got it together.
Oh, yeah, it was for, is that Sanctums?
Yes, that was the Sanctum hand mount because it was the only hand mount that the three of us had, and then we all went, ugh, and we decided that we hated how hand mounts felt.
I must have put it out of my mind immediately.
Yeah, honestly, I think it's just hand mounts. Because there's one for the invasions, there's one for the tormentors of Torghast, and then if it's not a hand mount, it's a maw rat. There's like 5 of those now there.
That's the unfortunate thing is we're coming to an end. We're coming to a dry spell of an expansion that we actively did so much on. So the remaining things are really just the stinky things. I guess like I can live in Zareth Mortis and punch stuff to get different ground mounts that
Oh my God.
I don't particularly care about.
Wait, there's flying mounts, but you can do it with the protoform.
I guess, but the whole
wasps are the coolest ones.
I locked it away in my heart like a Phoenix Wright villain. I was just like, protoform synthesis, I am done with you.
Yeah, of like the 20, 30 mounts that you can protoform synthesis, I have 3, according to Simple Armory.
I think I have like 8. Like, I really did give it a good try. And then it was just like, I stopped caring. I'm sorry.
I have 1 because I was not about to start grinding any of that shit. I didn't have it in me.
Yeah, Zareth Mortis, it's pretty Zareth Mortis-y.
And we can leave it at that. It's pretty Zareth Mortis-y. I go in there occasionally. I'm just like, you know what? I don't miss the grind. I see a bunch of little kitties running off like, we're going to go visit the sexiest NPCs. And I just sit on my rocking chair and I'm like, yep, I remember those days when I was full of piss and vinegar.
I need to pass anima around to my alt still. I'm missing so many just random fucking mounts on like vendors from each of them. That's something. Which, I mean, Aaron, you probably have all of them though, don't you?
I was about to say, once again, old woman Growlina, she's teleported her rocking chair to now all of the different Covenant halls. Yep, I remember needing those.
Yeah, I feel like you really have defeated like the like world things to do in Shadowlands.
The Covenant system has definitely been bent over my knee and shown the 50 states. There's plenty of things for me to do, but it's just stuff where it's like, sit in Zareth Mortis for 7 hours for the possibility to get this. And I was just like, sorry, there's a lot of other stuff happening right now.
You know what this is?
Is this my villain origin story?
No, it's not.
Is I did too much, and then now I'm going to hang out with Asmongold and the other sexual assaulters on OTK?
Allegedly.
Whoa. Can we say that?
Not
is that
Asmongold.
accusation?
Miskiff. Allegedly. Miskiff is covering up sexual assaults.
God, I did not know that. Wait, okay. Now, how about this? There is something for you still. The Warlord of Draenor title. Think about that one. Don't you want to be... You could be Growlina, a Warlord of Draenor.
I feel like I have to. Oh, God. But that means you're going back and doing that thing, right? The thing.
Yes.
God,
Going to
jeebies,
Asher.
creebies.
Which to be, I mean, I did a little bit of that like 2 weeks ago when I was back home, and I was like, well, I don't know, I have shitty internet. I guess I'll join Asheran and have people kill things for me. It isn't that bad because you can do it on multiple characters. So like my paladin is currently killing undead, and my mage is currently killing, I think, orcs. So like I'm double dipping, and if I get too bored of one character, I can swap to the other one and use their bones for something else.
I just remember going into there and like earlier this year, and people were still being toxic. I was like, what are we doing? It's Ashran, everyone. No one gives a shit. Just walk forward, please, and kill each other, because I refuse to believe anyone is here for any other reason than the Warlord of Draenor title.
Well, usually people are there because they're forced to be there. Because I think what happens is, so like say that I queue specifically for Ashran, that means that anybody who's in the random search for Epic Battlegrounds, now I've created an Ashran that needs to be filled. So then I think it sucks people in. And so they're like, oh, Ashran again, why are we here? And I'll be like, well, I queued for this specifically so you can thank me. And they all get really mad at me.
Do you think that's actually how that works?
It has to be. If nobody specifically queues for Ashran, then it has to bring down the numbers of Ashran that are being populated. I think it could still probably pull you into the random thing, but I think the odds would be a lot less if nobody is queued for it.
Especially since I know that I don't think that guild that would do their bi-weekly Ashran runs exists anymore.
I miss them. They were so efficient. I'm still in like that random like community that's like Ghibli's Ashran group, the best Ashran group around. And I'm like, do you know that? Are you the only one around? Like,
I was going to say they're probably the only one, so by default, yeah.
If listeners, I want you to send Aaron your challenges for things he can do in WoW Yum. What do you think he hasn't done yet?
Yes,
hit him really hard in the nuts.
I am really serious. Give me things to do. I will give you my honest opinion of it, but I will try my hardest. If you're like, give all the achievements, I'm like, you can go fuck yourself. But I will put an honest effort in because I am at first an entertainer and a creator.
You could go to Legion and do like the ball stuff and the little lady Draenei.
And that's the thing too, is I have zero leg to stand on. Because I'm like, well, there's other games to play, but it's like there's infinite things I could do.
Name a million things.
But do you want to? I'm talking about Wowhead easiest mounts level where it's like, you get a dragon by just walking into the Emerald Dream. I'm looking for those kinds of things.
You can go fishing with Margots and Legion. That's something you probably want to do, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I just play Splatoon and do that every 15 seconds. Look up and be like,
how has RBG night been going? I mean, I slipped out of that one, so I don't get to hear about it anymore.
Well, I didn't go this week, so
gasp.
I don't know that it happened. Several people said they couldn't go, and I was just so worn out after Riot Fest that I just didn't. I don't even think I was on WoW at all. So like,
yeah, Riot Fest was fucking. I'm too old for festivals. I'm gonna go again next year.
I say if if I get real money, honey, then I'm going to be coming to these things. Finally, it's my time.
Yeah, dude. Please, and nobody else comes to them, so that's a lie. My internet friend came. Shout out to Bill.
He did, and he doxed himself by messaging me on Facebook Messenger. And I was like, finally, I know Bill's true identity. But I want to talk about a little special someone, and I'm going to keep this quick, but I do want to have a sexiest NPC of the week.
Ooh.
Oh. And I don't know about you two boys, because you don't sit on the grounds of the Brewfest as much, but I do want to give my shout out this week to my main man, Sobrietus. Now, for those who don't know who this fine-ass gentleman is, he is a water elemental that peruses the grounds and hands out free cups of water for anyone who's getting too lost in the sauce. And I know I love a big, strong man with muscles like him, but most importantly, this man is responsible. And that's hot as fuck to me.
I love how every good festival, Brewfest not unincluded, like Lollapalooza has Squirt Boy, who every year for probably the last decade or so has this like, I would kind of describe it as like a Ghostbusters type backpack filled with water and literally like a hose attached to it, and he just squirts water at people to cool them off during the hot summer festival. So like, I appreciate somebody like Sobrietus, who is reliable, always there, Always giving the people what they need.
He makes me wet.
He does in a number of ways. From my quivering womanhood, and then also from my cup, because he helps keep me in check.
Does the water do anything? Like, is it like restore?
I think
mana?
You know what? I do think, I don't want to talk out of my ass, but my ass is flapping. I do think if you drink it, it does end drunkenness, which is pretty convenient because a lot of like the drinks there are pretty strong and get you drunk in like 2 or 3. And also, it's inconvenient to be drunk in the World of Warcraft, so I do think it does help you out there and, like, ends your drunkenness right there.
That would make sense. So yeah, useful as well.
Okay, have we talked about how they changed the Brewfest trophy? The toy you get for eating the sausages and makes everyone drunk?
But it's been a while, and
it's so
I hate
frustrating.
it, so go ahead.
No, it's just mad that not everyone gets drunk anymore. Like,
put it back. That's the thing is, it used to be an area of effect thing. You walk in, you're fucked. Now it is a buff, or a debuff rather, but you can right-click it to get rid of it, and then I think it doesn't affect you again, which stinks. I remember, this is how long ago we talked about it. We used to put it at the top of the tree in Korthia that you had to run up the trunk of, and people would get fucked up and fall off. And now you don't even get to have that fun anymore. You get splashed with the cold, hard truth. Much
That's
like the cold hardness of Sobriety muscles.
Are his muscles really defined, though, if he is a water elemental?
Yes.
I mean, you've seen them. They have 0 leg day. They have 0 lower body day. But they do have mad muscles.
That's fair. I mean, it's nice to look at.
Also, we named the one Aphex Harbinger of Hate sexiest NPC, and this is the same goddamn model, but just blue instead of red. So I'll just play back your previous statements and throw the word blue in.
That's actually really funny. Shout out to Sobriety,
yeah,
the real homie.
Thanks, Sobriety. You're this week's sexiest NPC of the week. Smooches.
So poking around in the beta, we have some changes going on. They actually changed the creation catalyst. I guess if you go to Zerath Mortis in the Dragonflight beta and use the creation catalyst, it has been updated color-wise and like level-wise.
It looks like updated. It looks nicer. Yeah, they wouldn't do this unless they were planning on adding something similar in Dragonflight. So I feel like we've surmised this in the past, that the creation catalyst is going to be returning in Dragonflight, and I think this is kind of proof. I really like that. I mean, I feel like it was been a really good addition.
Yeah, I think Ian said this in an interview, or he alluded to it, but like now it's like concrete, like we can see it, it's in. That's cool. I like the creation catalyst. I think the charge system was a little wonky at the beginning, but it's better than nothing, so I'll fucking take it. It just means less dead gear, and that's cool. They've updated some of the talent trees and art animations. Man, some of this, like, it looked beautiful before. This shit is fucking bonkers. It looks so good.
Yeah, we're talking like moving animations in the background, and it like actually has an animation now when you change talents on the tree. I think it just looks really nice.
Ooh, I am a big slut for tertiary, secondary animations. Any extra effects they can throw in there, I'm a very appreciative of.
And then there's no sign of necrotic or inspiring Mythic Plus affixes in Dragonflight Season 1.
I mean, good. Fuck necrotic in particular. I mean, it just is awful for tanks, awful for healers, just not fun. So I will not miss it.
And to cap it all off, I feel like we may have joked about this on the podcast before, that Scarlet Halls will one day be a Mythic Plus dungeon.
Oh, shit.
Bitch, that's probably gonna be happening.
What?
We're gonna fucking go home. Everyone, think about this. Think about everybody is gonna know the phrase, another down. Do not relent. He's gonna say it. He's gonna say it. Are we gonna get a boost? Is this gonna be our boost to Commander Linden's lore?
The worst part is, though, if you'll remember, he's not actually even a boss. I just hope everyone really remembers the elite enemy that happens before Houndmaster Brawn.
You know that, like, the big boys are gonna plan a route where they can stealth past him and kill additional trash elsewhere. So, you know, we're just gonna be stealth past, just like this podcast.
I refuse. I will I will turn around while we're in our shroud and hit him and be like, "Oh my god, sorry, fat finger."
I think it's going to be the opposite. If I remember correctly, while leveling through there, like on like my robe or something, I think I tried to stealth through that like fire. He's firing arrows. You have to move the target, and I think the fire will just kill you. I think like if you're not carrying a thing, you just die. So I think everyone's going to be forced to see and hear him.
It's about time. We should honestly reach out to Blizzard and also force them. So maybe we can make like a supercut compilation of some of our best moments and have that silently playing in the background as well.
Yes.
When you die to his mechanics, you fall over and it's just like, shh, beans and cheese.
One for showing, one for blowing.
Everyone's like, what the fuck? Like they will not explain it, and everyone just goes on the board. It's like, what are these random quotes that I hear when I'm dead?
Is my DBM broken? Wait, that's what we can do. We can make a deal with the DBM guy. That's how we get in there. Because he'll make alerts for it.
He's already fully willing to just take content and put it in his thing for no particular reason. Just say, instead of stealing Smooth McGroove's content, steal ours.
It gets better. It gets better than that, Aaron. So Immune was looking at, because you were saying this, where was this on? This on Wildhead MMO Champ?
I believe it. Oh, so I saw it. So take all this with like a little bit of salt. I saw it as a screenshot of MMO Champ posted on Twitter. So it seems that they have found that there are like new like keystone type denotions for a bunch of additional dungeons, and it seems like it's a bunch of the mop ones, a bunch of the additional Draenor ones that aren't confirmed. So like that includes like Auchindoun and Skyreach as well. And Everbloom, and everything besides BFA, it seems.
If we can get a season where we get Auchindoun, and we get Everbloom, and we get Skyreach, that's 3. Is that too many? And then Scarlet Halls, is that too many to ask for? That's 4.
It will be 4 though if they keep with this plan. It would be 4 old and 4 of the new. I don't think they would choose 3 from WoD in one pick though. But yeah.
Probably be Skolamance, maybe. I could see Skolamance instead of one of the WoD ones. Interesting. Man, I can't wait to face Linden. I'm so excited.
Yeah, we literally joked about this probably like at this point, like 30 episodes ago.
And now it's time for the final. It is the last thing we do segment, our TTBBMM, that is top 2, bottom boot, medium moot. I'm going to go first. I'm going to give myself a top 2 for this week.
Tooty toot.
This week, I'm giving it out to my 2 favorite Dwarven Hunter friends who helped me out in killing Scratch, Ratchet, and Grumble, whatever the fuck the Trog leaders' names were, in Loch Modan. I'm talking about Kevestus, and of course, iCarly is good.
No way. iCarly is good?
iCarly is good. You can check out ICARLYISGUD.
Was GUD? Aw, that's still good.
Yeah.
That's still good, but I was hoping it was GOOD. It's probably too long, though.
Yes, you can see our epic adventures, which, it being classic, is not much. It's us waiting for the very, very, very long respawn time and then absolutely murking these 3 trogs. And then we did a little dance and had a little fun. You can see that on twitch.tv/AaronDNR or AaronDNR VOD. That's VOD VOD dumps. But anyways, thanks, gentlemen. It was great. I kept seeing iCarly is good and waving at him, and he did not wave back. So I guess he really was just interested in that one quest. But still, the community was there.
He's also interested in iCarly, probably.
He is. I wonder if he read Jeanette McCurdy's book. I did. It's really sad.
Did you really?
Yeah, I did. I listened to the audiobook by Jeanette McCurdy herself. Depressingly sad.
Well, yeah, it's literally called "I'm Glad My Mom Died," right?
Yeah, and
She's
she
horrible.
should be.
My mom's
That
horrible.
that woman was terrible. But anyways, Slidewhistle, what's your TTBBMM?
I got a top 2 this week.
Toot toot. Toot toot toot.
For the first time in my WoW career, I got ahead of the curve in clearing out my reagent bank. I was like, I'm not crafting anything, and I always fucking sit on my materials until the next expansion. Then I'm like, why do I have 200 stacks of this rare thing I could have sold 3 months ago? I'm still a little late to the party. I could have sold these a long time ago, but I'm selling them now. I've already made like 20k of all this shit in my bank.
Nice. I did that the other day with one of my like gold level reagents. I just sold it because I was like, well, this is only going to go down and down in value. So let's just get rid of it.
Yeah, seriously, good for you though, because like I probably for the last 2 expansions on Immunization have not done anything with them. So my reagent bank still has all these old ass reagents, and they probably don't they're not probably worth anything anymore. So I probably should have sold them.
I don't know. Some reagents do come back around to become rare. So it's possible. You never know. Just put them, honestly, just sell everything. I guess the problem with that is like you take like auction house fee. Who cares? That's not going to deter me from selling all my shit. If I get anything returned back to me, I'm vendoring it. And that's that. I'm not dealing with this shit anymore. Wait, did I tell you guys what the stacks are in Classic? Like what things stack to?
No.
20.
And that's why it was a worse world to live in.
God, I can't wait for Dragonflight when it's 1,000. Oh, fuck yeah. What about you, Mean? What's your top 2 bottom boot, medium moot?
I am gonna round us out here with a triple top 2, baby. Triple
Toot.
toot. Toot. So something big was announced for hunters in particular, and honestly, guys, I think I'm gonna be like maining my hunter again in Dragonflight. I mean, like I say maining because like I I would say I currently am maining both my hunter and my priest. So I think I'm gonna do something similar in Dragonflight. They have effectively added a raid, party-wide cooldown for hunters. So in the tree, there's this ability called Sentinel Owl, and basically you place it on the ground somewhere, and I assume it's like a Tyrande style like Sentinel Owl that you launch out and maybe it like flies over that area, and it effectively becomes like the Kyrian hunter ability where you can like see enemies and like attack them through walls and things or whatever. Like line of sight doesn't matter in that area.
Ooh.
But there is an upgrade down the talent tree that makes it a raid cooldown, which grants leech and magic damage reduction to like your party members who are in that area.
That's so bizarre that hunters are gonna have. I feel like normally things like that will affect the raid. Command like warrior shout. Warrior shout probably reads party, right? Or does it read party or raid?
I'm not sure, but like currently on the talent tree it reads as party. So I wonder if like in a raid environment, then like everyone in the raid will get that magic damage reduction and leech. Because if that's true, like either way it's big. Like leech plus damage reduction, that's like effectively like almost a healer cooldown.
It has to be, because I think only offensive things are party, like Wind Fury Totem, and there's another one that I don't remember, right? Is there another one? Or is it just Wind Fury Totem?
Wind Fury Totem is definitely just party. Is the Demon Hunter magic buff just party wide?
I think it's raid wide. Oh yeah, it's everybody gets that. That's why they're so good in raid, because people just want that extra damage for everybody. I don't know, but I feel like normally the ones that are defensive are usually everybody. There's not one defensive I can think of that is just a party. So it's gonna be almost. Is that gonna be required? I don't know. That's cool, though. It sounds like a really unique, like, a bird just comes flying down. I say a bird. The bird that was banished to the mall was just coming down.
Also, I misspoke earlier. I said that, like, the party has to be standing near the owl. I believe currently it reads that just, like, as long as the owl is active, your party members get that damage reduction and leech. So I don't think you need to be in its area.
Let's go, Owly!
Let's go, Owly! And let's go brand new patrons. There's one in here.
New.
We're talking about Command Sergeant Major Tjurla, fourth host of the podcast, Jamonkey. Ahoy Vince, aka Nathanos, killed himself to see Sylvanas and she won't even pick up the phone. NSYNC / Drag Race, Azarin, Mitch, who wants the pod to know that the hunters of Uno Mas are burly boys. Crucifix, Kardike, Saracen Hawk, Joe DiGiorno Dorno, Gershram, Mistress of the Pumpkin Spice. A leaf. Hoax, asking Growlinda to say, for the Horde. Vanderlyle, Smarf, debased god. Craig, who wants Slide to say,
fuck Craig! That's so fun. I didn't mean it.
And Will, a.k.a. Tyre, Trade Chat's fallen father.
New patron alert!
If you want to join these patrons, you can go to our Patreon at patreon.com/do-not-relent.
We recorded an episode last week, and it was what number was that one?
18.
18. We're getting close to the big 20.
Gonna pop our bonus episode cherry.
And with that, we're out of here. We're out of here. Go on, get.
To ourselves?
I'm actively opening cups of tapioca pudding and throwing them at the audience and going, get out of here, you stupid animal.
Go on, go with the clown.
Go on, go with the clown. I don't want you.
But if you want to stay with us instead, you can send us an email at donotrelentpod@gmail.com or tweet at us on the Twitter at donotrelentpod or join our Discord at donotrelent.com where the real homies hang. I'm throwing up gang signs right now. What about you guys? Where can we find you on the internet?
I knew Chicago would change you.
Detroit, baby.
Huh. Well, you can find me, Alex or Immunization, on Twitter at New Era Alex, or you could follow our podcast Instagram account on the gram at Do Not Relent.
You can find me, Aaron the Human, at the Big Cheesy on Twitter.com. You can read the show's literary musings at donotrelent.livejournal.com and come catch me on Twitch at twitch.tv/AaronDNR. All of the big famous stupid gambling streamers got banned, but little people like me, we're still here. The pay split doesn't affect me because I'm not getting paid.
Not yet. Not yet.
Not yet, and when I do, I'll be receiving 20% less than I could have. Finger guns.
Womp womp. Alright, see you bitches next week. And remember, we're gonna be in this game soon in Scarlet Halls.
Another down! Do not relent!
Do Not Relent is a podcast within the 3HNC network, representing U.S. Proudmoore's premier podcasts.
That was a very good wish.